There is such a creature in the world. They were discovered by a few people, but it has not been confirmed to exist. We refer to this group of creatures as an unidentified mysterious animal. An unidentified organism referred to as Yuma.
Hello and welcome to the Yuma video series. American Sioux Kenya. There is no shortage of monster legends, but not all stories, like Swan People, as widely watched as the flatty dancing monster. Current period, I'm going to share with you the middle of the last century. In Sifginir, another emerging, humanoid mysterious creature. Grafton Monster. Friends in front of the screen, if you have played the game Fallout 76, then you will be very impressed by this image. A body full of muscles. Headless monster in form. And his prototype. That's our topic today, the Grafton Monster. The name is also directly referenced in the game. Here's the thing. On June 16, 1964, around 11 p.m., reporter for the Grafton young soldier at the time, Robert Raymond Cockrell, drive a long Tygart River side drive, heading home at 50 miles an hour. He passes by here almost every day. So familiar with this path. At first, it was business as usual. However, just after the vehicle turned a big corner, his habitual head up, looking down a mile of straight road ahead. The high beam is shining on the right side of the road, on a side patch of trimmed grass. Suddenly, he saw between the road and the river bank, handling a huge white barrier. It was something beyond his comprehension. Coco Tears hurriedly glanced at the monster. Then it starts to accelerate. I just want to get out of that place as soon as possible. He describes it in his impression. The monster was between 7 and 9 feet tall. It's about 4 feet wide. He has a sealskin covering. There is also a layer of film on it. This thing has no obvious head. And when the vehicle passes by, he kept standing like that, not moving at all. Coco Leander said, "This is the only accurate description he can give." Because at that time, he was deeply shocked by the terrifying scene. And I went home. Although I really want to lock the door and hide like this. But as a journalist, he knows investigative journalism, restore the truth, is his duty. So he immediately got up and went back to town. And found 2 of his friends, Jerry Morse and Jim Mercer. Let's go back together to find that monster. But when they came to the avenue again, but found nothing. That thing left nothing behind. All they found was bushes on the banks of the surrounding river, like being squashed by something huge. The search lasted for over an hour, although they never saw the creature. But in the meantime, they hear it all the time. A muffled roar from the river. The sounds seem to have been following them. Due to fruitless search, they finally gave up the operation. Coco Leander is very sure it wasn't his prank. It's not fantasy. And the night was bright. He himself was not overly tired that day, or feel any emotional stress. The next day, June 17, 1964. Coco Rail comes to work. Simply change what happened the night before. Told the editor of the newspaper. Publish the matter in the form of news. The third day is June 18th. A story called Teen Hunt Monster. Become an article on Grafton's latest event. On the Sentinel of the day. It goes something like this. Wednesday night. That's the night of the 17th. Jibo teen handheld flashlight. Items such as hammers and crowbars. Search around Riverside Drive. Description of the Grafton Monster. With recent coverage of the Michigan Monster. Very similar. It's just that the Grafton Monster is stronger. These young people are looking for a 9-foot tall, 4-foot wide creature. Everyone thought it was a white monster. No visible head. It makes a strange whistling sound. It is reported that local law enforcement officials have not yet taken notice of the issue. A teenager claims to have seen this creature and gave an accurate description of the situation. The story is even embellished. The monster was first discovered in the Morgantown area. After passing through the Monongahela River and the Tygart River, arrived in the Riverside area. One of the young people thought it might be a escaped polar bear, but it doesn't say where the animals might have gone. The close-rooted monster mentioned above. It refers to the same period. Another one was witnessed in the state of Intracoastal. Mysterious creature. Dewey tiger monster? A tall humanoid animal with black hair. Grafton Sentinel a week ago on June 11th. Reports of the incident were published. But there are differences in description. June 19, 1964. The Sentinel published a second article. Reports on the search for monsters. Because of the monster. From spring fever and wild imagination. Say Grafton's so-called monster. It's the imagination of teenagers. Avatar Thursday night. To many people roaming the Riverside Drive area, even if there are monsters, can't show up. It was reported that around 10 o'clock that night, long queues lined the Riverside driveway. A large number of cars were stopped, so that people can join the area. The most popular sports in recent years. Monster hunt. Since last night. Since the first time anyone has seen this creature. About 20 people have reported seeing the monster. Wednesday night. About 30 teenagers participated in the monster hunt. But by Thursday night, the number of people has doubled. Some adults also joined in. The lack of local recreational facilities in the spring heat. And more recently, those boat following monsters, reports of people following behind. Together, they have contributed to this, the birth of imaginative stories. The Sentinel's routine investigation revealed that the monster story may have originated on Tuesday night, with a man pushing a trolley full of boxes. Walk along Riverside Drive. According to the above two reports, it can be seen that the media aspect is essentially not believing in the existence of monsters. They were more in favor of Coco Lear's report. Renderings from the recent monster atmosphere and the phenomenon of visual errors. But Coco Leon herself obviously trust your eyes more. On July 10th, he wrote the entire detail time course. The report was given to an American supernatural writer, Grayback. The above detailed eyewitness process. Just the description of the letter from him. He expressed in his heart, "Understand the opinions blocked by the media. Someone did contaminate the box into a monster." But he can guarantee, what he saw was definitely not like that. And he asked several of them, people who claim to have seen monsters, discover the location of these events. Not consistent with time. But some of these reports are true. Have some credibility. Like most, same Yuma time. The popularity of the Grafton Monster, soaring in a short period of time. And as people search to no avail, flame out in a short time. No one has really found this headless monster. That's how things are put on hold. And the Grafton Monster, it's really starting to get a lot of attention. Or after entering the 21st century. In 2014, with a cult zoology-themed American reality TV show, Mountain Monster Episode 2, Go Live on Destination US channel. One of them, an investigation dedicated to the Grafton Monster. In the film, the program team said, received a strange video file. Maybe the famous monster was photographed. The video goes like this. Hey, my name ain't you sleep don't feel right there. This is the video, one from Grafton. Farmer named Wolfie. He was filming the cattle herd for the acquirer. Captured the above picture. Via video, we can vaguely see the forest. It seems that there is a huge, the black figure standing on 2 feet is moving fast. Wolf said, when that thing walks by, the cattle are terrified. He's walking fast. Wolfie could hear the bushes crushing. And the story of the Grafton Monster, it's still in this place. The incident convinced him that monsters exist. Another hunter named Dale said, the camera was placed in the hunting area where he frequented. Take a picture like this. Although the photos were not taken completely, but you can still see the lower right corner. There is an object with a strange shape. Night. The program team follows the directions provided by Wolf. Go to investigate. They use infrared thermal imaging. Captured images like this. Then they also found a group. A child of a calf being eaten. So they decided to create a trap. Placing food to trap monsters. It ends in failure. The team claims to have tracked him down. Occasionally, purported monsters can be heard. Roar. But he always does not appear in the field of view of the lens. Based on the theories promoted by the newspapers at the time, young people's imagination, or the vision of the opponent's pushbox is intact. All reasonable explanations, no doubt. But the polar bear hypothesis is relatively unimaginable. I didn't find any mention of a zoo at the time, or news of a polar bear escaping from a circus. And after the incident was reported to Grayback, the guess given by the latter is that this creature, it could be an organic probe from another planet, and said that most of the encounters with mysterious creatures, it's all aliens dropping animals to investigate the results of measuring the Earth's environment, just like us humans, dropping dogs at the dawn of space exploration. Like a monkey. And that low, whistling sound. Most likely a ship for these creatures. Recycling them. It was radical and bold. It also provided a plausible line of reasoning, including the opinions expressed in the Mountain Monster show. Same thing. Some people might think that the creature has left the Earth through a wormhole, or be led home by alien life. But others maintain that the creature has not disappeared, but still roaming the Grafton area. But here's the thing. Greyback only has writers. It's not reputable. And even worse, said he was a total liar. Especially the American journalist who claims to be Buck's friend, writer John Sherwood. In his 1998 book Greyback My Friend, Maker of Myths, and 2002, Grubbish Books by Greyback in 2 works, lashing out at Buck, said that the material he touched, full of self-serving deception. He creates deception, join someone else's scam, indulge people's beliefs. Another friend of Buck's, James Willett Mosley, says, Buck put almost all UFOs. Learning has become a joke, and so forth. But I have no opinion on that personally, because almost all such remarks seems to be in Greyback himself. After death. So, okay. In addition to that, the Mountain Monster. It's also notorious in the world of occult zoology. Some people resent, because of his portrayal of West Virginians, continued people's interest in the countryside and Abala, stereotypes of Chernobyl culture. But the most important thing is his forgery. There was a guy named Graf on the show. Dun Monster's local blogger says, the actors in the play blew the script. Its content has no credibility. Their exaggerated hunting shows make the whole story and the town seem stupid. The crew never even made it to Grafton, and the so-called local witnesses who appeared inside, the people of Grafton have never seen it either. By 2014, it had been 50 years since that event. Most residents of Jelliffton are concerned about this. No memory. Many young people are growing up. Never heard of it? When the case happened, school has been closed for summer vacation. School doesn't start until September, and the panic had already subsided by then. There was no social media either. Let me remind you. The main reason is, if you hadn't grown up in the town, or didn't read newspapers when they were young, you wouldn't know that. Regarding this part of the remarks, I personally agree. Because of the reality show Mountain Monster. In my opinion, it is indeed more grandiose. Almost all the characters in it remain. Such an image. And every episode, they will take pictures, or find the latest images of these mysterious creatures. Evidence attention is every episode. So, although the show has been serialized for 8 seasons by 2022, but the information in it is not reliable. Of course, most of the audience is just watching the fun. Bad computer effects. It's not as obtrusive on a show like this. However, the play also attracted the first eyewitness of the year, Robert Cockerell's discontent. This concludes this unsolved mystery. April 23, 2014. The New Sentinel. Mountain Statesman published a letter from Coco Rail. In his heart, he praised the monster's story as interesting enough. This is people, chasing his footsteps on a warm summer night. And monsters don't really exist. There was a guy named Tommy Peters. Because all day long, famous for running around on a bicycle. On the night the monster was discovered, Peters on a bike, down Riverside Drive in the dark. The back seat is full of boxes. And that's the truth about monsters. Coco Leanner said, "The original intention of the newspaper editor, it's not about publishing harmful stories about fictional monsters. Instead, I want to write a story about the local people. Ethereal stories while taking action on the news." It was the second article in the journal Sentinel that year. Now it seems, this story, it's true that the focus has been on the Riverside area. The risk of entry. Cockrell also mentions American writers here. Rosemary Allen Cooley, 2012. Monster Art in Sever, Kenya. Represents the book about Graf. Description of the monster story? It's mostly fiction. A young journalist here is also a fake. And the mountain monster is even worse. In the end, he asserted that the monster had never appeared at all. Because he is the one who accompanied the monster born with. 50 years old. Young reporter. Things are sorted out here. The result is already obvious. This is a classic news hoax. I have to. The incident really captured people's imagination and created a West Virginia featured story, including the later Mountain Monster and Fallout 76 games. This is another way of looking at it. It has become part of the region's cultural heritage. Like a swan man? The Monster Festival and surrounding products also arrived as scheduled. But I think the most serious mistake in this matter, it's because newspapers deceive the public. As an important local media, attract crowds in this way. There was no thought for safety. In those days, if there continued to be a large number of personnel holding a cold weapon or firearm, come and hold the event of the affected monster, and they're highly stressed, make the consequences unimaginable. Alright, the story of Grafton's monster is full of drama. It also allows us to know the process of information transmission. The truth can be distorted. The same goes for people's imagination and curiosity. In reminding us that in the face of the unknown here, to maintain rational judgment and self-reflection. Don't be driven by fear and desire. The last sentence. The unknown is always greater than the known. That's the beauty of perfection. This video is here. Thanks for watching.